Ladies and gentlemen, there is something magical about the world before sunrise. When the clock strikes 4 a.m., everything is still. The world is sleeping. But the brave ones, they rise, not because they have to, but because they want to. They want to change their lives. And if you are serious about changing yours, start by waking up when the rest of the world is dreaming. At 4 a.m., you are not just ahead of your day, you are ahead of most of the world. You have the silence, the space, and the power to create your future without distraction. No notifications, no noise, no pressure, just you, your breath, your thoughts, and your goals. It is not easy. Your bed will pull you back. Your mind will tell you 5 more minutes. But the question is, how bad do you want it? Your dream, your purpose, your new life, they are all on the other side of discipline. When you conquer the morning, you start to conquer your habits, your excuses, and eventually your life. People think success is about talent. It is not. It is about repetition, consistency, showing up again and again. And the ones who wake up at 4 a.m., they understand this secret. They give themselves a head start. They create a world within themselves before they step into the world outside. Wake up early to reclaim your time and silence. It sounds so simple, but in that one sentence lies a whole new life waiting for you. The truth is, most of us spend our entire day reacting to alarms, to messages, to deadlines, to demands. From the moment we open our eyes, the world pulls us in 100 directions. But imagine this, what if you woke up before the world could reach you? What if you opened your eyes when the sky was still dark and the only sound was your breath? That silence is not empty, it is full of possibilities. It is your chance to choose how you begin your day, instead of letting the world decide for you. At 4 a.m., the world is quiet. Your phone is quiet. Your family sleeping. Your city is asleep. And in that stillness, there is something sacred. There is no rush, no pressure, no noise. You finally have the time to hear your own thoughts, the ones that get drowned in the chaos of the day. You finally get to be with yourself, without distraction, without interruption. This is not about productivity for the sake of hustle. This is about presence. It is about reclaiming a part of your life that has been stolen by noise, by comparison, by urgency. Time is the most precious thing we have, yet we treat it like it is endless. We spend hours scrolling, watching, consuming, while the dreams we once held gently fade into the background. But at 4 a.m., you remember. You remember that you once wanted more. You remember that there is something inside you that is not okay with settling. And in that quiet hour, you can start. You can pick up a book, stretch your body, pray, meditate, journal, or simply breathe. You can begin again, before anyone else begins their day. Reclaiming your time is not about filling it with tasks. It is about giving it meaning. When you wake up early, you give yourself the first slice of the day. Not the leftovers, not the drained hours, but the first, freshest, purest moment. You start to honor yourself. You say to the universe, I matter. You are not here to merely survive your day. You are here to own it. And ownership starts with intention. This habit creates a ripple. It begins to change how you see the rest of your day. When you start with silence, you carry calm into the noise. When you begin with clarity, you face chaos with grace. You stop feeling behind. You stop rushing. You are not chasing time anymore. You are walking with it, in step, in rhythm. You start to feel powerful. Not because you are doing more, but because you are doing what matters first. Most people wait for peace. They wait for a vacation, for a Sunday, for a perfect moment. But peace is not something you wait for. It is something you create. And those early hours, they are your canvas. Paint them slowly. Breathe into them deeply. Create a morning that reflects the life you want. Because how you start your day shapes everything. Not just your mood, your choices, your energy, your mindset. No one sees your 4 a.m.s. No one claps for you when you sit in the dark and choose discipline over comfort. But that is the point. You are not doing it to impress. You are doing it to return to yourself. And once you taste the stillness of a morning that belongs only to you, you will never again trade it for an extra hour of sleep. Morning discipline shapes your character. It may sound like a motivational poster phrase, but it is a truth that quietly reshapes your entire life when you start living by it. Discipline is not loud. It does not scream for attention or show off in front of others. It is a quiet decision you make every single day. And when you choose to wake up in the early hours of the morning, when the bed feels warm and the world outside is dark and silent, that choice slowly chisels your inner world. The moment you wake up early, not because you have to, but because you choose to, something within you begins to change. It starts with small things. You begin to value your word. You said you would wake up and you did. You begin to trust yourself. You set a goal and you followed through. That simple act of showing up for yourself at an hour when no one is watching, no one is expecting, and no one is applauding, that is the root of discipline. And it has nothing to do with perfection. You will mess up. You will snooze the alarm. You will sleep in some days. But when you come back, when you try again, when you rebuild the habit, that is when your character is built. Character is not built in moments of comfort. It is built in those moments when your feelings scream one thing and your values whisper another. It is built when you choose effort over ease, commitment over convenience. Morning discipline trains your mind to lead your body. It teaches you that feelings are not facts. Just because you feel tired does not mean you cannot move. Just because you feel lazy does not mean you cannot act. And this power, this strength to rise above your moods, becomes your edge. In a world where people are addicted to comfort, discipline is rebellion. When you train yourself to do what needs to be done before your mind begins to talk you out of it, you build something far greater than a routine. You build resilience. You build integrity. You become someone who does not fold when life gets heavy. You start treating your time like it matters. You stop wasting it on things that drain you. You begin to protect your energy like it is sacred. That morning discipline also creates order in your life. You begin to notice your thoughts more clearly. You become intentional with your actions. You do not start your day reacting to the world. You begin it with purpose. Whether it is exercising, writing, planning, meditating, or simply sitting in silence, what you do in the early morning shapes what you become when the world is watching. Because the truth is, public victories are built on private discipline. And over time, this discipline seeps into every part of your life. You start keeping promises to others, because you now keep promises to yourself. You become reliable, not just to the world, but to your own heart. You stop chasing motivation and start relying on structure. You no longer need someone to push you. You are driven by something deeper, something anchored in who you are trying to become. The beauty of morning discipline is that it requires no talent, no fancy tools, no one else's approval, just you, your alarm, and a choice. The same choice every single day. And each time you make it, you sharpen your spirit. You toughen your will. You step closer to becoming the kind of person who does not just talk about change but lives it. Because real change does not come from big loud decisions. It comes from those small quiet wins, like waking up when you said you would, even when no one else knows but you.